Have you ever stepped out of bed in the morning, planted your feet on the floor, and felt like your legs just didn't quite want to hold you up? Like they're still half asleep, even though you're ready to start the day? Maybe you grab the edge of the dresser for a second. Maybe you tell yourself, it's just stiffness, it'll pass. But deep down, something about it feels different. Or maybe it's not you. It's someone you love. Your partner, your sister, your best friend. You've seen them move slower, hold onto the kitchen counter, maybe even hesitate at the top of the stairs. You want help, but you're not sure how. And it's easy to brush it off. Just age, we tell ourselves. That's just how things go. But what if I told you that feeling in your legs, that unsteady moment right after waking up, that isn't just morning grogginess. That's your body quietly telling you, hey, I'm losing strength down here. And if you don't answer that whisper now, it could grow into something louder. Weakness, falls, fear of walking, even losing your independence. Now listen, that doesn't have to be your story. In this video, I'm going to show you one simple thing, just one thing, you could do every morning to help rebuild your leg muscles. It's not a workout. It's not a fad. It's a gentle, proven habit backed by science. And it could be the difference between standing tall on your own 2 feet or slowly starting to need more help with things you used to do easily. And the best part? It takes just a few minutes. No equipment. No gym. Just you, your breath, and a decision to fight for your strength. We'll also talk about why so many seniors skip this and how a small change can lead to a big difference, especially over time. So if you're ready to feel steadier, stronger, and more confident every time your feet hit the floor, comment below. Stronger every day. Let me know you're with me. And don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Care, where every week we bring you real tools to help you age with strength, dignity, and peace of mind. All right, let's get into it. Let me tell you about Mr. Allen. He's 74, sharp as ever, loved routine. Every morning like clockwork, he'd lace up his sneakers, grab his cap, and take a long walk to the park. It wasn't about exercise for him. It was peace, fresh air, a few familiar faces along the way. But then something changed. One morning he stood up and felt off. His legs didn't feel as steady. It wasn't pain exactly, just a heaviness, like his body hadn't quite caught up with his mind. He brushed it off. Didn't sleep well, he told himself. Next morning, same thing. And the one after that. Within a couple weeks, he was skipping his walk. Just didn't feel up to it. Said he was tired. Told his daughter it was nothing. But here's the truth. It wasn't nothing. What Mr. Allen was experiencing is something many seniors face, but don't talk about, and that's early leg muscle decline. Now I want to be real with you. As we age, the body naturally slows down in certain ways. One of those ways is something called muscle protein synthesis. That's just a fancy way of saying your body doesn't rebuild muscle as fast as it used to, especially overnight when you're asleep and still. While you're resting, your legs aren't moving. Gravity causes blood and fluids to settle down there. Circulation slow. And without movement, those muscles aren't getting the signals they need to stay active. So when you first get out of bed, your legs feel weak, not because you're lazy or out of shape, but because they've been shut off for hours. Here's where people often get it wrong. They think that morning leg weakness is just normal stiffness, or that it's inevitable with age. It's not. Not only is it not normal, it's absolutely reversible. You don't need a personal trainer. You don't need fancy equipment. What you need is 2 minutes. Right when you get out of bed, before coffee, before the news. Just 2 minutes. Stand tall, hold on to something stable if you need to, and simply march in place. That's it. Lift your knees gently. Feel your feet connect with the floor. Let your muscles know the day has started. This small action gets your blood flowing. It wakes up your leg muscles. It tells your brain, we're moving today. We're not slowing down. And I'll be honest, at first it might feel silly, or you might feel a little tight. But that's okay, because every time you do it, your body gets the message. And over time, that message becomes strength. This simple habit, just 2 minutes of marching in place, can mean the difference between feeling unsure in the morning and stepping into your day with confidence. But if you ignore this early sign, if you keep telling yourself, it's just age, you risk losing more than just strength. You risk your balance, your freedom, your peace of mind. And that brings us to something even more serious. Because when your legs grow weak and you don't even realize it, the next thing that often slips away is your balance. Now, let's talk about balance. I want you to picture this. Jane, 76, lives alone. She's independent, sharp-witted, the kind of woman who still insists on making her own coffee every morning. One day, she's in the kitchen, same routine, same mug, same corner of the rug. But her foot catches and she stumbles. She grabs the counter. Heart races. She laughs it off. "It's just the rug," she says. "Must have been moving too fast." But then it happens again and again. She starts walking slower, holding the wall, leaving the mug closer to the kettle, so she doesn't have to move as much. Not because she's lazy, but because deep down, she's not sure her legs will hold her the way they used to. Sound familiar? What Jane didn't realize, and what most people don't, is that balance issues often don't start in your eyes or ears. They start in your legs. See, your body relies on something called proprioception. It's like a natural GPS for your body. It tells your brain where your limbs are, how you're standing, whether you're tipping too far to one side. But proprioception needs strong leg muscles to work properly. When those muscles weaken, the signals get fuzzy. Your body doesn't adjust the way it used to. And this is where the danger creeps in quietly. A stumble in the kitchen, a wobble on the porch step, a near miss in the bathroom. Most people blame their glasses, or the floor, or even their shoes. And sure, those things play a part. But here's the truth most people miss. Weak legs are one of the biggest causes of poor balance in seniors. Not because you're careless, not because you're clumsy, but because your muscles are no longer supporting your body the way they're supposed to. Now here's the good news. This is fixable. And again, it doesn't take hours or special training. It takes 10 seconds a day. While you're at the kitchen counter in the morning, once you've done your 2 minutes of marching in place, here's your next step. Gently hold onto the edge of the counter, lift one foot off the ground, and just stand. 10 seconds. That's it. Then switch sides. Don't rush it. Don't worry if you wobble. That's the point. Your body needs those wobbles to rebuild its balance sensors. This one tiny habit helps rebuild neuromuscular stability. Fancy term, simple meaning, your brain and your legs start working together again. And over time, you'll feel steadier, more in control, less afraid of falling. You'll trust your steps again. And isn't that what we all want as we get older? Not just the ability to move, but the confidence to move without fear? But let me be honest here. Knowing what to do is one thing. Doing it every day, that's the challenge. So let's talk about something most people don't. How do you find the motivation to stick with this? What makes someone actually want to do this every morning? Let's talk about motivation. Because I know, it's not always about what your body can or can't do. Sometimes the hardest part is just getting started. Take Tom, for example. He's 79, used to be active, worked hard his whole life. He even bought a pair of small dumbbells to stay in shape after retirement. Watch a few videos. Promised himself he'd start every morning. But each day, he'd wake up and feel foggy. Slow. He'd sit on the edge of the bed, stare at the floor, and tell himself, maybe tomorrow. One day became 3, then a week. Then the dumbbells collected dust in the corner. Sound familiar? That's because for many of us, mornings aren't full of energy and motivation. They're full of stiffness, fatigue, and a mental fog that makes even brushing your teeth feel like a chore. But here's the beautiful truth no one talks about enough. Movement creates energy, not the other way around. When you move your body in the morning, even a little, it sends a powerful signal to your brain. Your body releases dopamine, that feel-good chemical that helps with focus and mood. Your mitochondria, the tiny engines in your cells, wake up. Blood starts to flow. Muscles switch on. And just like that, the fog begins to lift. You don't need to push yourself. You don't need to break a sweat. You just need to start. See, one of the biggest myths out there is that you need to do 30 minutes of structured exercise to stay healthy. That's not true. Not for you. Not for where you're at. For seniors, the best way to build strength and energy is with small, consistent movement. Just 2 to 5 minutes every morning can reboot your system. It's like flipping a light switch that your body forgot was even there. But here's the real key. You have to make it something you'll actually look forward to. So try this. Next time you do your morning leg routine, play your favorite song. Doesn't matter what it is. Oldies, gospel, jazz, a tune from your childhood. Let play while you march in place, while you stand on one leg, while you stretch your arms. Turn that habit into a ritual, something you enjoy. It's called habit stacking. You pair something good for your body with something good for your heart. And suddenly, it's not a task. It's a moment. And those moments, day after day, start to build something powerful. But while we're talking about habits, not all of them help. In fact, some of the habits we think are protecting us might actually be making our legs weaker. Let's talk about something that's a little harder to hear, but so important. Support. Now, support is good. It keeps us safe. It gives us time to recover. But sometimes, too much of a good thing can start working against us. Take Mary. She's 82, lovely woman, full of stories and strength. A few months back, she had a small fall in the garden. Nothing major, just a scare. So her daughter got her walker, just in case. At first, Mary used it outside or when walking long distances. But slowly, without even realizing it, she began using it everywhere. Getting from the bedroom to the kitchen, moving around the house, even just to stand at the sink. Now here's the problem. Mary's body began depending on that walker more than it depended on her muscles. She didn't mean for it to happen. It was subtle. But little by little, her legs stopped working the way they used to. Her muscles weren't being challenged. They weren't being used. So they started to weaken. It's called muscle atrophy, and it happens when you stop using certain muscles regularly. They shrink, they lose strength, and the longer it goes on, the harder it gets to build them back up. Now, don't get me wrong. Walkers and canes are life-saving tools for many people. And if you need one to feel safe, use it. Always prioritize safety. But here's the key. Use them wisely. Don't let that walker do all the work. Let your muscles do some of the lifting. Especially during the moments when you're stable, when the environment is safe, like inside your home during a morning routine. This is where a small change can make a huge difference. During your morning habit, after you've marched in place after your balance stand, find a sturdy chair, something that won't slide. Stand in front of it. Hold onto the backrest lightly if you need to, and then slowly lower yourself down like you're going to sit. But don't sit all the way. Just hover and come back up. These are called chair squats, and they're one of the best exercises for seniors to rebuild leg strength because they mimic what you do every single day, getting up from a chair, the bed, the toilet. Movements that matter. Movements that give you freedom. Start with 1 or 2. Even just trying is progress. Over time, your muscles will remember what to do. They'll get stronger, and you'll start to notice fewer wobbles, more control, more trust in your own body. Because that's the goal, isn't it? Not to avoid using support, but to not have to depend on it more than you need to. Now, we've talked about weakness, balance, motivation, and now, smart use of support. Let's bring it all together, because tomorrow morning, you're going to have a chance, a simple, powerful chance to take all these pieces and turn them into one easy daily practice that could change everything. Let me walk you through exactly how to do it, step by step. Now, let's talk about something that holds all of this together, the power of routine. Not just movement, not just motivation, but a ritual, a moment in your day that's just for you. A habit so simple it almost feels silly, and yet it could change the way you live every single day from here on out. Let me tell you about John. He's 81, spent most of his life fixing cars. Tough hands, strong back, proud shoulders. But lately, he'd been struggling, not with pain, but with confidence. He started noticing little stumbles. A foot dragging here, a wobble on the front step there, and that scared him. But he didn't want to end up stuck in a chair, waiting for someone else to do everything for him. So he made a promise to himself, just 5 minutes every morning. That's it, 5 minutes. No gym, no pressure, just him, his body, and the floor beneath his feet. He started with 2 minutes of marching in place, right after he got up. Then he'd hold the counter and stand on one foot, 10 seconds each leg. After that, 3 chair squats. Not fast, not perfect, just steady. And finally, a few slow breaths. Eyes closed, centered, grounded, and something amazing happened. After 2 weeks, John started walking taller. His legs didn't feel like jelly anymore when he got out of bed. He stopped grabbing the wall when he went to the bathroom. And most of all, he felt like himself again. Here's what science tells us. Consistency beats intensity. Every time. You don't need to lift weights or walk miles. What matters most is showing up. Every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Your body loves rhythm. Your muscles thrive on repetition. And your brain? It finds peace in routine. But here's where a lot of people get stuck. They think, if I can't do a big workout, what's the point? Let me tell you right now, small habits done daily lead to big change. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to do something. That's why I want to invite you to create your own power start ritual. Here's what it looks like. 2 minutes of gentle marching in place. Wake those legs up, get the blood flowing. 10 seconds standing on one foot. Reset your balance. 3 chair squats. Rebuild the strength that keeps you moving. And then breathe. Close your eyes. Just be there for a moment. That's where the power lives. It's simple, it's doable, and it's yours. So tomorrow morning, when the light hits your room, when you swing your legs over the bed, remember this moment. Remember John. Remember that 5 minutes can change the way you feel all day. But now I want to talk about something even deeper, something a little more personal. Because even when we know what to do, even when we start seeing results, there's something hard about watching strength fade in the people we love or in ourselves. How do you cope with that? How do you face it without losing hope? I know this part isn't easy. Watching a loved one or looking at yourself and seeing strength fade, it can hit you like a wave. Quiet but heavy. You start to notice the little things. The way your hands reach for the wall more often. The way your legs don't move quite like they used to. Or maybe it's your partner, your sibling, someone you've known your whole life. Now, slowing down, now struggling to stand tall. And it hurts. It can feel like time is slipping away, like your body is betraying you little by little. And no one really prepares you for that. They don't talk about the emotional side of aging. The frustration, the sadness, even the fear that comes with every stumble, every misstep. You're not alone in that. But I want you to hear this, and I want you to hold on to it. This is not the end of the story. Yes, things have changed, but that doesn't mean they can't change again. Because now you understand what's been happening in your body. You see why your legs might feel weak in the morning, why your balance feels off, why motivation fades and confidence dips. And more importantly, you now know what you can do about it. This isn't about climbing mountains or running marathons. This is about something much more powerful, taking back control, one small step at a time. Tomorrow morning, I want you to take that first step. Literally, set a timer on your phone or an old kitchen alarm. Something soft, something that calls to you gently. When it rings, don't reach for excuses. Don't tell yourself it can wait. Stand up, feel your feet touch the floor, and do your power start ritual. 2 minutes of marching, 10 seconds of balance, 3 slow chair squats, deep breaths. That's it. 5 minutes. That's all. But in those 5 minutes, you're not just moving your body. You're telling it, I'm still here. I still have fight in me. I'm not done yet. You're choosing strength, choosing dignity, choosing to age with purpose and presence and power. And if today didn't go the way you wanted it to, that's okay. You get to try again tomorrow. That's the beauty of mornings. They always come back around. So no matter how long it's been since you felt strong, know this. It's never too late. Never too late to rebuild. Never too late to reconnect with your body. Never too late to surprise yourself. You deserve to feel steady. You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to move with confidence. And you can. Starting now. Starting tomorrow. One morning at a time. Before you go, let's take a moment to look back on what we've talked about today. We started with that feeling, you know the one. When your legs feel shaky in the morning, like they've forgotten how to support you. It's easy to shrug it off, to think it's just stiffness or age. But today, you learned it's more than that. It's a message from your body, a warning sign. We talked about balance and how it quietly slips when your legs get weak. How it's not always your eyes or your shoes. It's your muscles that need to wake up again. We talked about motivation and how the hardest part isn't moving, it's starting. But how just 2 minutes paired with something you love, like music, can get you going again. We even talked about support devices, how walkers and canes can help, but how too much reliance can cause your strength to fade faster than it should. And finally, we wrapped it all together in one beautiful, simple idea, the Power Start Ritual. A tiny habit, a 5-minute morning promise to yourself, not to become someone else, but to keep being you, strong, steady, independent. So now I want to hear from you. Have you tried anything in the morning that's helped your strength or balance? Maybe a stretch, a little walk, even a moment of deep breathing? Share it in the comments. Truly, we read every single one, and your story might be the spark someone else needs to take their first step. If this video helped you, if even one thing made you pause and think, consider subscribing to Elderly Care. This is a space built just for you. A place where we talk honestly about aging, about health, about the daily things that truly matter. You're not alone in this journey, and we're here, walking it with you. Thank you for spending time with me today. I hope tomorrow morning feels a little more hopeful, a little more steady, a little more like the you remember. Because strength doesn't start in the gym. It starts in your routine. It starts with a decision to move, even when it's hard. A choice to keep going, even when it's slow. Stay well, stay moving. And I'll see you next time, right here on Elderly Care.